Okay guys, this is the Bobblehead Collection 2020 update video. This is every bobblehead in my collection that I've gotten through the year 2020. As you can tell, it's in a different room and in a different display case. So yeah, if you haven't paid attention, my wife and I, we moved, got a new house, we redid the basement, so now it's my man cave, and I'm finally able to put these bobbleheads in proper shelving and display them. The man cave itself is still a work in progress, but the bobbleheads are all in place, so we'll go ahead and film this video. So we'll start on the left and work our way across. So first cabinet right here is all Bengals bobbleheads, every Bengals bobblehead in my collection. And I have these organized for this cabinet specifically from past to present, and we'll start at the top. So we got Icky Woods, and that bobblehead is autographed. And then behind Icky we got Chris Collinsworth, and then Sam Weish, a Legacy Bobbin vintage in quotation marks Cincinnati Bengals bobblehead. Boomer Esiason, Ken Anderson, David Fulcher, and that is autographed as well. And we got a double Kenny Anderson and Anthony Muniz bobblehead that was given out by the Florence Freedom baseball team. And then we have Anthony Munoz right there. Going down the shelf we have Richmond Webb right there. That was given out, I think, through a credit card promotion at Paul Brown Stadium back in the day. And then we have Corey Dillon and Peter Warrick. That was a collection edition 2020, a very hard Bengals bobblehead to find. And then here are the 2006 Burger King Bengal bobbleheads. Marvin Lewis, that one is autographed as well. And then we got Carson Palmer, Rudy Johnson, and then Justin Smith. That was not part of the set. The last one of the set was Chad Johnson. But when my parents got the set for me back when I was a kid, Chad Johnson was sold out, so I had this Justin Smith bobblehead. That was actually, like, I think the second or third bobblehead I ever got, so I just put him right there next to Rudy Johnson. And then on this shelf we have Houday, the Bengals mascot, Domata Peko, former Bengal player. This is given out by the Florence Freedom as well, and you can see that he actually has like long hair under his do-rag hanging out from his head. And in the back we got like another vintage in quotation marks Bengals bobblehead right there. And then on this little stand, the 2007 Burger King Bengal bobblehead. So it was Shane Graham, Carson Palmer, TJ Hushmanzada, and Chad Johnson. And then on the very bottom, this is where we had the more modern Bengal players. Former player right there, Tyler Eifert. And then Bengals actually just released Geno Atkins right there. And then back there is the NFL Draft Joe Burrow bobblehead, so you can see him standing with his Bengals gear. He's in between the LSU Bayou Bengal Tiger and Cincinnati Bengals Tiger. And then we have Joe Mixon and Andy Dalton, and then AJ Green. That one is autographed as well. And I think the Andy Dalton one's autographed too. Then Giovanni Bernard, this one is autographed as well, and it was given out by the Florence Freedom. And then Joe Burrow, the final bobblehead of 2020. I added to my collection. Had to get Burrow in a regular Bengals uniform for the bobblehead collection. This is from the Bobblehead Hall of Fame, and I did not make a unboxing video for this one. That's because when I originally got it, his head was off, so they sent me a replacement, and that head was off as well, so I ended up just having to glue the head back on myself. It worked, bobble's fine, but that's why there's no unboxing video. Say hi to my dog. Up here, we got the 1940s, 1919 through 1940 or 1950s Reds bobbleheads. Yeah, so this starts the actual Reds bobblehead portion, which makes up the majority of the bobblehead collection. And I started with the old school players and moved my way up into the modern over here. So we'll start with the old guys. So we got in the front Ed Roush, Johnny Vandermeer double no-hitter bobblehead, Ernie Lombardi, and Paul Derringer. These guys are all part, I want to say, of the 1940 World Series team. And then we got Ed Roush, I think it was on 1919. And we got Pat Moran, who was the manager of the 1919 Reds World Series team. And then we got the Wright brothers, Harry and George Wright. They were like considered like the founders of the Reds. We got two Joe Nuxels in the back, the 04 Reds Stadium giveaway, and then the one the Reds Hall of Fame gave out, I think, in 2019. Big Ted Kluszewski right there, showing off the guns. I love that bobblehead. And then next to him, we got Chuck Harmon, the first African-American player in Reds history, and this is also the first Reds Hall of Fame member exclusive bobblehead, so very happy to have that in my collection. Going down, we go into the 60s. and all the way up to like right on the verge of the Big Red Machine era. So we got Jim O'Toole in the back, Jim Maloney, Vada Pinson, and I think that's Gus Bell. And then we have Leo Cardenas and Wally Post, Lee May, Frank Robinson, and Tommy Helms. So yeah, pretty much all these were given out by the Reds Hall of Fame except for Post. That was a charity donation, and the bob was made by Forever Collectibles. And then Frank Robinson was given out by the Reds in '07. Down here, it's kind of like a miscellaneous Reds bobblehead shelf. Just like different, they weren't really like belong to any era, I guess, of Reds history. That's why I just grouped them all here. So we got Buddy the Elf, Reds Buddy the Elf, that was given out with a Christmas ticket package. This was the 3 eras of Reds first baseman: Tony Perez, Sean Casey, Joey Votto. A double Ken Griffey Jr. Seattle Mariners Reds bobblehead. They gave that out the year he was inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame. We got a vintage, in quotation marks, Reds bobblehead, and then Crosley. This was given out by the Reds Hall of Fame, I think in 2017, for a donation for the renovation, and it's supposed to like mimic an old school Reds bobblehead. We got Marty and Joe, Marty and Tom, the Reds Hall of Fame Pete Rose induction bobblehead, and then the 3 150 sets that the Reds gave out in 2000, or the 2 150 sets, 2 sets of 3 that the Reds gave out in 2019 for the 150th anniversary season. So the backgrounds make up the 150th logo. So the first set was Lombardi, Morgan, and Larkin. Second set was Perez, Bench, and Ken Griffey Jr. This shelf, this is the mascot, Reds mascot shelf more specifically. So we got in the back the quad bobblehead of Gapper, Mr. Red, Mr. Redlegs, and Rosie. The World Series Championship Mr. Redlegs bobblehead. The All-Star Game Mr. Redlegs bobblehead. The All-Star Game Mr. Redlegs bobblehead and bobble stash. So this one was given out by the Reds. This one was a All-Star Fan Fest exclusive, and they had 2 versions, the black mustache and the red mustache, so I went with the red. And then we got the X-Wing Star Wars Mr. Redlegs bobblehead, the Reds 150 Mr. Redlegs bobblehead, a Mr. Red bobblehead that was given out, I think, with the credit card promotion the final year the Reds were at Riverfront Stadium, the Reds Heads mascot bobblehead, Mr. Redlegs. Oh, sorry, my dog's looking at my arm. Mr. Redlegs, the very first bobblehead I ever had in my collection. And then Rosie Red, this was given out by the Reds, and I think 2017, I want to say. Yeah, there's Rosie. And then moving up, we finally enter the Big Red Machine era. So on this shelf, I put the Great 8 plus Sparky Anderson. So we got the 2017 Reds Hall of Fame George Foster bobblehead, which has his 1977 MVP award. Davey Concepcion, Cesar Geronimo, Pete Rose, Tony Perez, Ken Griffey Sr., Joe Morgan, Johnny Bench, and then Sparky Anderson right there. So Geronimo Sr., they've only had bobbleheads given out by the Reds Hall of Fame, and they're mini for some reason, but I know you gotta do what you gotta do, so there's the only 2 bobbleheads of those guys. Concepcion 07 giveaway by the Reds, Rose 2017 Reds Hall of Fame giveaway, Perez given out 05 by the Reds, Morgan is a FOCO, Bench is a FOCO, and Sparky was an 04 Columbus Clippers bobblehead giveaway. This shelf kind of have some more Big Red Machine era and other 70s guys. So I got another Sparky Anderson given out by the Reds Hall of Fame in 2014. Dan Dreesen, Perez's backup. The 2012 Reds Hall of Fame George Foster, that's a mini. Tom Seaver, I think that was given out by the Clippers in 04. 2 Pete Roses. So the one, it's based on the pose he had when he broke the hit record. So the one on the right is given out when they tore down Riverfront Stadium in 02, and there's no Reds logo because it wasn't an official giveaway. The Reds officially gave one out in 2015, and you can see the Reds logo on his jersey there. And then we got Jack Billingham and Gary Nolan. Those are given out by the Reds Hall of Fame. On this shelf, we have the 1990 World Series team, and like I did with the 75, 76, you can see the rings right, the replica rings right there. I put the 1990 replica ring right here. And on this shelf, we got a bunch of guys. We got the Nasty Boys, Barry Larkin, Eric Davis, Billy Hatcher, Paul O'Neill, the 1988 Rookie of the Year Chris Sabo bobblehead given out by the Reds Hall of Fame, Tom Browning on a building, Glenn Braggs, Barry Larkin given out by the Reds Hall of Fame in 2014 based on when they won the World Series, so he's jumping in the air. Chris Sabo, Joe Oliver, Tom Browning, Ron Oster, Todd Benzinger, and I'm blanking, Hal Morris right there. So yeah, those are all the 1990 Reds bobbleheads I have pretty much on the shelf with the replica ring. Then down here we go to the superhero shelf. So these are superhero themed bobbleheads. Most of them are from the Reds. So we got Votto Mag, superhero version of Joey Votto, Rocket, the Black Panther, Captain America, mini Spider-Man I got from Universal Studios, Iron Man, Teenage Mutant Ninja Twister, the Ninja Turtle version of the Cincinnati Cyclones mascot Twister. We got a Reds Batman bobblehead, Red Superman bobblehead, and Batman Puck Chop. Puck Chop's the other mascot of the Cincinnati Cyclones. Yeah, so those are all the superhero bobbleheads. I'm a big superhero fan, so I had to get some for my collection. And they're just all happen to be from a sports team, mainly the Reds, except for that Spider-Man, which I got from Universal. Going up here, it's everything post 1990 up to, I think, 2010 pretty much. So we got a double Jeff Brantley bobblehead that was given out by the Reds Community Fund for a donation. He's now a Reds radio broadcaster, and he was on, I want to say, the 1995 team that won the division and made the playoffs, and I think lost to the Braves in the pennant. So there's his baseball self, his broadcast self. We got Danny Graves and Pete Harnish, two of the very first bobbleheads given out by the Reds when they first started doing giveaways. We got Felipe Lopez, Adam Dunn, Austin Kearns, Ken Griffey Jr., Willie Mopena, and Sean Casey. And Casey, Griffey, and Dunn are in the front because they're like three of my most favorite players from when I was growing up as a kid. Down here, this is start of 2010 through 2019 era. So we got Aaron Harang, Bronson Arroyo, Johnny Gomes, Jay Bruce, Edinson Volquez, Scott Rowland, Dusty Baker with the toothpick holder and the original toothpicks, and Homer Bailey. Down here, this was the 2012 through 2013 like playoff run core group of guys, up to, I want to say, maybe 2015 is when I started selling off these guys. So we got Billy Hamilton, Aroldis Chapman, Brandon Phillips, my all-time favorite player from that era, Todd Frazier, Devin Mesoraco, Joey Votto, Matt Latos, Zach Cozart, and Johnny Cueto. And then down here, this was everything up until 2020. So we got Yasiel Puig, and then Puig on a horse, Derek Dietrich, and the arms on this one actually bobble too, so it looks like she's curling the bicep curling bar. Scooter Jeanette, Scooter on a scooter, Adam Duvall, and Scott Schebler. Then moving up, we finally get up to 2020, the team that made the playoffs in 2020. In the back, we got Nick Senzel, Jesse Winker, the 150 Jumbo Joey Votto bobblehead, Tucker Barnhart, Anthony DeSclafani, Aristides Aquino, Raisel Iglesias, Sonny Gray, and Sonny Gray. This one was supposed to be given out by the Reds in 2020. They ended up giving out at Kroger stores after the season ended. And this was the spring training Sonny Gray bobblehead, which I think looks better than the one the Reds actually gave out. Eugenio Suarez, and then a Los Rojos Eugenio Suarez bobblehead given to me by a buddy of mine. And then Trevor Bauer, I'd have him up front because he won the Cy Young. Unfortunately, he's no longer part of the Reds, but money talks, so he went where the money went, and now it's in LA. And then we start to get into the non-Reds bobbleheads. So here's some more Cincinnati teams. We got the Cyclones, Jay Cruz, the announcer, or one of the, like the PA announcer, or not the PA, like he's on camera when he goes to Cyclones games. And we got Twister, their mascot right there. And then we got Justin Vive riding the Beast. The Beast is a ride at Kings Island, and they'll celebrate, I think, 40 years. So they gave out Justin Vive riding the Beast. That was a bobblehead. Now the last game I actually went to right before quarantine started. The Cincinnati Mighty Ducks, Buster bobblehead. He was their mascot back when we had two hockey teams. And then we got Ken Griffey Jr., Cincinnati Jungle Cats arena football team. He was like part owner, so they gave out a bobblehead of him in the Jungle Cats uniform. Then the three SC Cincinnati bobbleheads, Kendall Waston, the vintage, in quotation marks, SEC bobblehead, and the mascot, Gary the Lion, even though he's actually a Griffin. I love this bobblehead. The detail on it is incredible. Hopefully we can get more SC Cincinnati bobbleheads out in the future. Then down here we got kind of like miscellaneous, so college, mascots, minor league, and then the Bobblehead Hall of Fame stuff. So in the back we got Bobby, the Bobblehead Hall of Fame bobblehead, the 2020, can't really see it, but 2020 Bobblehead Hall of Fame membership bobblehead. He's wearing a gold football uniform, the gold baseball uniform member Bobblehead Hall of Fame bobblehead, the white jersey Bobblehead Hall of Fame bobblehead, and the Kids Club Bobblehead Hall of Fame bobblehead. He's got a tie-dye jersey. Frosty Frog from Hilton Head, South Carolina. Great restaurant with delicious frog legs. Tony Hawk, I love the games. Big fan of the X Games and BMX, skateboarding, that kind of stuff, so I had to get him. He was actually given out by the Padres, I want to say in 2011. Adam Dunn River Bats and Deion Sanders River Bats, the Reds minor league affiliate in AAA, and then Deion actually has a football. We got D'Artagnan, the Xavier Musketeers mascot, Louis, the University of Louisville Cardinals bobblehead, the Bearcat for UC, and then the Byron Larkin and Joe Sunderman Xavier double announcer bobblehead. Byron's actually the brother of Barry and played basketball for Xavier. And then we got me. My wife gave this to me a couple years ago as a birthday present. Love that bobblehead because it's the most handsome bobblehead you'll ever see. And then we got the Cubcath Colonel, and then Victor E. Viking and Heyu, the mascots of NKU. Graduate high school from Cubcath, and then graduate college from NKU. And then down here, a bunch of miscellaneous stuff. These were given to me by friends or just stuff I picked up. Family gave me some of these. So we got Ichiro Suzuki, the Minneapolis Miracle, Rick Pitino, Bill Mazeroski, the Atlanta Falcons vintage bobblehead, Blue, the Indianapolis Colts, TC Bear, Sister Jean from Loyola. Gosh, I can't remember this guy's name. Mike Uranozzi or something. He was on the Miracle on Ice team. Sammy Sosa, The Undertaker, Panda Ray, some mini bobbleheads from cereal boxes I got when I was a kid. Subakuro, and then this was a mascot for a Japanese baseball team. And then this one, and this one. They are players for that same Japanese baseball team. I have some family who live in Japan who gave me those bobbleheads when they visited because I know I collect them. But yeah, that was the 2020 Bobblehead Collection update video. Bunch of bobbleheads in here, and yeah, happy to finally have them on display. Definitely gonna be adding some more in 2021. Very excited about that. The Reds Hall of Fame is giving out some more bobbleheads, and then the Reds actually get to go to games this year, so they're gonna be giving out some bobbleheads. So I'll be unboxing those and adding them to the shelves here. And that's all I got for you. If you liked this video, feel free to hit a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, and check out my website, cincyfanzone.blogspot.com. And as always, guys, thanks for watching.